Thank you, Mr. Chair, and thank you to the members of the committee for taking up this bill today. I greatly appreciate it. As you all well know, there are tens of thousands of Michiganders who are currently backlogged in unemployment processing. Yesterday, we were given a number of approximately 33,000 individuals who are undergoing this non-monetary determination or other sort of adjudication not related to fraud. This bill would send $1,000 to folks who are backlogged in that manner, up to $100 million. It would be going to folks who are experiencing a delay, prioritized to those who have been waiting the longest, and not applicable to those who have fraudulent claims identified. Really, we've all heard the stories about from our constituents about the hardships that they're facing. Many folks going months and months without receiving any sort of financial support that they are due. Just last Friday, I was getting out of the car at the post office to drop off a package, and as I got out, somebody said, "Excuse me, can I speak to you for a second?" And it was a constituent who recognized my face and wanted to talk to me about an unemployment issue. And while we discussed her unemployment issue, she then told me about another person that she had talked to earlier in the week. And I reached out to that person, and his name was Chris Laufman, and he wanted to come in today, but he couldn't because he just got called back to work and definitely needs to work. And so he asked me to read a little piece of a statement that he submitted to my office concerning what he's faced. "The hardship that this has placed on myself, my daughter, and my wife has been tremendous. I have had to apply for several credit cards, which are now maxed out, as they have been my only means of assistance. The interest rate on most of these cards are in the 20s and 30s. My credit score, which affects everything now, is below 500 when it was 620. My truck payment, my house payment, most if not all my bills have been or are still 30 to 60 days behind. I have done nothing wrong to have this hardship placed upon me and my family. I feel like I am being punished for doing everything right. I've reached out to so many different representatives and senators. Mr. Chair is the only rep that has reached out and talked to me. This bill would help me out in so many ways, as I'm sure it would for so many other families. I would ask that you truly think about the people when you decide on this bill." I would like to introduce Carla Bowers, who would also like to talk about the situation that she's faced as well, if that's all right, Mr. Chair.
Absolutely. Carla, correct?
Yes.
Well, thanks for coming in today, Carla.
Thank you for having me.
Absolutely. Anytime you're ready.
Hear me okay?
Yeah, amazingly, we can hear you through the mask, so that's pretty good. I'm excited about that. I can even hear Yusuf through the mask, and sometimes I don't want to hear him through the mask.
Thank you guys so much for having me. I am a mother of three. I have a 17-year-old, a 10-year-old, and a 3-year-old, and I have not been paid by unemployment. I have called numerous of times, hours on end. Can't get through. I've tried all the tricks. I'm in an unemployment group with 70,000 other people, and we're sharing our stories to get some type of help. When we have gotten callbacks, nothing has been resolved. I have turned in all of my paperwork, all of my documents, and it's still standing. My bills are behind, my car notes behind, my credit score, just like Christopher, has dropped. It's a struggle. So I was driving Lyft prior to, and I'm a certified body waxer. I can't drive Lyft because of what's going on with COVID-19. I can't body wax because I'm fearful of being in contact with other people in close quarters. So right now, I'm just trying to figure out what will I do next, because I really don't know. And it's been 6 weeks of no payment. Everything has been turned in. I have nothing, no resolution.
So has you gotten any response at all as to what the issue actually is, or you just have it on a holding pattern? Have they come back to you to say something was, just curious on your personal experience a little bit deeper into that?
Well, the unemployment agent did tell me that first it was my paperwork. I reached out to the employer. I worked for the employer less than a month before COVID-19 hit. The employer said we turned in everything. So I called back to unemployment. I stayed online on hold for about 5 hours just trying to get through. And they said, well, you just have to wait. A specialist has to contact you. And I said, okay. And I said, well, you know how long that would take? We can't put a number on it. We can't put time frame on it. So we don't know. So they said everything is turned in. So it's just at a standstill. It's saying in progress right now as we speak.
So, Representative, a couple questions for you. If you're